The biggest challenge, I think, for any organisation is in-house understanding, resourcing and capability around cybersecurity. There can be many things that the average systems administrator or IT department have to focus on a day-to-day basis to keep the business operational. They don't have time to only look at the security implications. The attackers do. They only need to find one thing that's wrong out of 500 things that you've fixed, and now they have some leverage. They now potentially have a way in.
You have a lot of IT managers sitting there and they'll be worrying about ransomware. Their organisation could be crippled by something like ransomware. That could mean that it's not just their jobs on the line, it's the whole company on the line.
Information security operations realistically needs to be covered on a 24/7 basis. The business is always connected to the internet now. The enterprise is always online, be it through on-premise or SaaS platforms, email. So it's very hard for a business to get that coverage outside of business hours when they are just as vulnerable. Many attacks will be specifically coordinated around holidays because the business has less people available and less people available to respond. So the challenges really are down to resourcing and cost. There's a lot of tools out there in the marketplace. Understanding which tools you should buy and focus on, which ones will reduce the risk, most appropriately offset against the budget, is also a challenge for many organisations because they simply don't understand where to start.
Without people, the tools don't really mean anything. So a lot of organisations will take the perspective of, we'll put a tool in there and that should cover us, we should be fine. But if it doesn't have somebody with 24/7 eyes on it, then the tool's just sitting there making noise and nobody's interpreting it. And you get lots of promises from organisations that, well, we can come into your business and we can take your data and we can deliver a fully managed 24/7 automated system with AI, etc., etc. And ultimately, those promises don't get delivered on because they're really complex, they're really difficult to solve. And without those people solving the issues, you've just got a tool in a box sitting in the corner doing nothing.
There's a shortage of information security talent right now. There's more demand than there is supply. So it is difficult for businesses to go and not only recruit, but retain people with those skills that they require. And they're not particularly cheap. So it's an expensive hire. From a business's perspective, it's a bit like buying insurance. It's difficult to justify the return on investment on something that you may never use. So many organisations will feel that, well, we haven't had a problem before, so it's difficult to justify why we should spend money on reducing the likelihood of a problem that we may never have. Statistically speaking, the way the world is moving, businesses are far more likely to have that problem than they would have been 2-3 years ago. But that still makes it difficult for them to go out and secure that investment.
Either you're going to invest in having that staff and say, well, we're going to spend a lot of money to recruit people that are, currently there's a shortage of, or you have to look elsewhere. You have to look for someone like Proact. And what we bring to the table is the expertise in our SOC, already there, already trained, already set to go and deliver exactly what it is that the organisation's looking for at a reasonable cost.